Hi everyone. So as you can tell, probably by the title, this is a more serious video, again. And if some of you might remember that I think it was late last September, I did a video where I talked about how I had issues with smoking pot, and I wouldn't even say, well, I guess it was an addiction. It's hard for me to say that, but it wasn't every night. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more of my history with. It's just pot, by the way, no other drugs ever. And just going to tell you a little bit of my history with and my thoughts on it from the past, and then an update for you. And it's a positive update. I'm not going to cry in this video, I don't think. Anyway, I have this YouTube channel. I have 2 YouTube channels, and I've got lots of viewers that like me, respect me, and even care about me. Some even say that they love me, and I love you too. And I always like being honest about my life for those that care, because why be somebody online that you're not offline, right? I am who I am with all of my faults. And yes, I've got a couple faults. Just ask Molly. So to go back to just my thoughts on drugs when I was younger, in the 60s, right? I didn't know anything about drugs. And then when I started to hear about drugs, it's like I did not like them, right? It's like bad. And then I of course, heard that the Beatles were doing drugs. They were smoking pot, taking LSD. And I seriously did not like that. That almost turned me off the Beatles. But I remained a fan. But like I said, I didn't like it. And so as I got older, in my teen years, mainly my teen years, early 20s, I would have friends, and we go to not really a party, but, be a few people hanging out, listening to music, and there'd be a couple of girls there maybe, and naive me, and they would, some of them would be smoking pot, and no thank you. And I didn't like that. It made me uncomfortable. So 70s, 80s, never, ever would even consider smoking pot. We didn't even drink. And so all through my life, I was against pot, right? Even though later on I was drinking rum and coke or whatever, never drinking to extreme at all. Just, I would drink alcohol, but I'd be dead set against pot. And one thing I want to make clear is pot, I guess marijuana is good for some people with health issues, mental issues, whatever. But I'm just talking about myself. And also because I was getting older, right, I was thinking, I need to loosen up a bit, right, and not be... And plus it was not illegal anymore here in Canada, or at least Ontario. And like I said, the one girlfriend, she, not a lot, but she did smoke some pot. And so I was interested, right? I was thinking, let me try it. So the first time I tried it, nothing, right? Didn't work, just. And then the second time I tried it, it worked. And I liked it, right? I guess in a way it's similar to when you're drinking wine and you're feeling really good, tipsy, right? Without being drunk, but just feeling good because you're a little tipsy. And you'd laugh and everything, and it would make you feel good. And then, back then, I got into edibles, which are even worse. and then after that, and then we broke up and all that, but I still had an interest in smoking pot. And by this time, it was illegal. It was legal, not illegal. And so I used to work, and I used to work hard. And this was around the time I was starting to have my pains, my chronic pain, which I have today. But it's never an excuse. So I would work at McKesson, Canada, and I'd work hard. Very proud of, after, the depression of my second marriage falling apart, and moving here, it was, like I said, it was very depressing. I had my two beautiful cats, Jinx and Mittens. And so I was, overall, I was a pretty happy person. And like I said, I was working. And so on the weekends, Friday night and Saturday night, it would be party time for Larry, just me. And it would just be smoking pot at night, listening to music. And one thing about marijuana, when you're in that state, music sounds more amazing than ever. It's just the truth. So without dragging this out too much more, like I said, last year, I finally decided I think it was starting to be, not every night, but most nights I was smoking pot. And I started to not like it or even like myself. And regarding the chronic pain, at least whatever strains, I tried different strains, right? Trying to help with my chronic pain. It wouldn't really help the pain, but it would help you forget the pain. At least for a few hours. So like I said, last September, I did a video telling my viewers, being honest and saying, I've had this problem. It turned into a problem, right? And that I quit. And I think at the time, I forget what I said in the video, but I might have even said I quit for good. And that's how I felt at the time. And what's really, because I'm a spiritual person, it was just funny that before I did that video, I think I had quit maybe a couple of weeks before, whatever. But it was soon after I had quit smoking pot, I get a message that Ron and Russell Mael of Sparks want to meet me, and they don't do drugs. It was just, I know, probably just a weird coincidence, but it was like, because I did that here, you get this gift from the universe. So, from September until the end of last year, I was fine. I never smoked pot. I didn't miss it at all. I had no urges to. And then, probably sometime in January of this year, I was just starting to get really, for those that don't have chronic pain, it's always, the pain is always there, right? And it wears you down. And I've got, right now I take Tylenol. I just got Tylenol 1s. I was on gabapentin, and that didn't really work for me. So I'm careful though with the Tylenol 1s. I just take one per day, if that. And then there's even this muscle and back pain relief, which really doesn't do much. So I've lived with this for a few years. So early early in the year, like I said, the pain was getting to me again. And I was going through some personal issues like we all do, right? That are private. And plus missing, and by the way, I think I'm going to be posting this publicly on the 2nd anniversary of my beautiful cat Midden's passing. And then Jinx had passed about a year previously around Christmas time. And I just missed them so much, right? So that's part of it too. So I didn't start smoking pot. What I first did was it's called CBD gels. And they supposedly can help with the pain. I don't know that much about it. But of course, you can also get it with THC, which is in marijuana. That gets you high. So I was thinking, well, I don't want just regular CBD gels. That's kind of boring. So I'll just get with a little bit of THC in it. And so that's how it started. And then I liked that sensation again, right, from before. And listening to music, nothing else, no big parties here. It's just me. And Molly's not against, but she doesn't like pot. But she didn't mind. She understood my pain, my chronic pain. So whatever helps, right? But it really didn't help me. And so I was starting to do the CBD gels with the THC. And from there, of course, one time I was thinking that this isn't good enough. I need to get higher. And so I started buying pot again. And once again, it's just gradual, right? And I wasn't doing it every night. I wasn't addicted to it. But as the months went by, I started to do it almost every night. And then, to the point where I was doing it every night for weeks on end. And at first, yeah, it was fun. It was fun. But then there was just a point where, and I've said this before, because going through, I don't know if it's depression or just sadness, but just things in my life, that I would smoke so much of it, I'd be on the edge of my bed, even the music wasn't working for me, and it would be like, not that I would ever harm myself, right? But it'd be like, if I pass out and never wake up, I don't care. Right? And that's not me. Because, as I hope you know, I'm a positive person overall. And I've had past, with my mom, and my mom passed away when I was 18, and so kind of all these things build up, but I'm still not making that as an excuse to do what I was doing. And so, I don't know what it was. There was no plan. I wasn't going to say, I'm going to quit at this certain point, or I'm going to quit tonight. There was just one night about 6 weeks ago. The next morning, I got up and I was thinking, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. Tired of it. It's not fun. And so that night, I didn't do it. No, didn't smoke any pot. The next night, I didn't do it. Didn't smoke any pot. And it's been that way ever since. I've being 100% honest, I never, ever, ever, ever have had the urge to smoke pot since. It's like, because I feel, I especially noticed after, during the day, when I was smoking the pot, I would be normally fine, right? Maybe a little dopey in the morning, lazy, right? But I just noticed I had more of a burst of energy. And even now, I just feel better during the day, even with the friggin' chronic pain. That kind of, like I said, if you don't know what chronic pain is, and I know I talk about it sometimes, not looking for sympathy, but just because I had heard about chronic pain before I had chronic pain, and now that when you do have it, you realize, oh, that's what chronic pain means. It's a pain. But I'm just, and I'm doing this video, not so you feel sorry for me or, I've had these comments, oh, Larry, you're so brave telling your story. I'm not brave at all. But I love telling my viewers, being honest with them. And there's people out there that watch my videos that I know because they've commented before on the previous times I've talked about this, that they struggle or did struggle with whatever their issue is. And I just want to tell you, I did it. I cut it out of my life, and you can too, if you want to. You have to want to do it, right? And as for alcohol, I've never been, I've been lucky that way with alcohol. I have wine with my dinner, and it's one glass of wine, usually half a glass of wine, and that's it. And there's, you know, if I run out of wine one night, it's like, oh, I'm not in a panic to go to the liquor store and get more of it. I can do a night or two or three without it, which is good, right? But even wine I don't need in my life, but you need something. You have to have an addiction. And that's the thing too. You can be addicted to many, many, many things. It's not just wine or pot. So this is for anybody out there that has some kind of addiction. You can get over it. If I can, you can. And that's it. I didn't even cry. Yeah, I just, you know, it feels good. And I let my members know on, I think, one of the two channels about this, maybe a month ago or whatever. And at the time I said, I don't know if I want to talk about it publicly, but I do, right? I like being a positive presence on the internet for those that care. And that's it. So thank you for watching. I'd love your comments below about whatever, right? But like I said, I'm not looking for a pat on the back. Way to go, Larry. I'm just telling you that it was so easy for me to stop smoking pot. And maybe it was the universe again, right? That's it. Please remember to like the video and looking forward to your comments below. Bye. 21 minutes and 45 seconds?